We have a lot of sayings about time. Time's a-wasting. No time like the present. Time waits for no one. Time is money. A stitch in time saves 9. And my personal favorite, though the word time is not in it, and one that is literally written in stone in my office, if it weren't for the last minute, I wouldn't get anything done. Today's reading is the epistle for the first Sunday in Advent for Year A in the 3-year lectionary cycle. We already know that the readings for the first Sunday of Advent each year focus on the coming of God's kingdom and the preparations we need to make to prepare ourselves for its arrival. In today's reading, Paul reminds the church in Rome that because the time is drawing near, they must live as those who are prepared for its coming. It is an important lesson for us to learn as well. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your Daily Devotional for Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. In the haunting and heartbreaking movie Castaway, Tom Hanks plays an executive for Federal Express, the package delivery company based in Memphis. His job is to travel around the world to Fedex offices that have been identified as problem offices and resolve the difficulties. And the difficulties always have to do with time. This is a company, after all, whose slogan is, "The world on time." On Christmas Day, he's summoned by the company to solve a problem in faraway Malaysia. He's so obsessed with time that instead of waiting 3 hours for the regular flight, he hops a special flight that leaves in only an hour. But before the plane departs, he exchanges gifts with his girlfriend, who gives him her grandfather's pocket watch. Ironically, both a symbol of time and of an earlier, slower time. Then, of course, the plane on which he's traveling to Malaysia goes badly off course in a storm and then crashes into the Pacific Ocean. The lone survivor, he washes up on a deserted island and finds himself with nothing but time on his hands. And in his 4-year stay on the island, he learns what time is really all about. Not the hustle bustle of getting FedEx packages to their destination on time, but the time to spend with people who are important. But by the time he returns to civilization, he's been declared legally dead, and his beloved has married and begun a family. He now knows he has wasted his time on the insignificant and lost the one thing in his life that was truly important. When Paul wrote his letter to the church in Rome, he was concerned to lay out for them a comprehensive understanding of Christian faith. The first chapters have to do with the person and work of Jesus Christ and the meaning of righteousness before God. Then he turns to a consideration of the Christian life. The reading from today comes from this section of the letter, and it concerns time. Here's what Paul has to say. Besides this, you know what time it is, how it is now the moment for you to wake from sleep. For salvation is nearer to us now than when we became believers. The night is far gone, the day is near. Let us then lay aside the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. Let us live honorably as in the day, not in reveling and drunkenness, not in debauchery and licentiousness, not in quarreling and jealousy. Instead, put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires. Paul speaks here to the importance of making the most of time while we live. We have a great many choices to make in life every day. Where to live, what to wear, what to eat, how to spend our work time and our leisure time, whom we will love. We get caught up, most of us, in the sheer dailiness of life, so much so that we lose sight of what is of the highest importance. Cars and houses and clothes are good and pleasant things in and of themselves, but when they distract us from our high calling as Christian people, they become stumbling blocks on our walk of faith. Advent is all about preparing ourselves for the inauguration of God's kingdom on earth. It is also a season of penitence, much like Lent. That means it is a sacred time to ponder the meaning and the values of God's kingdom, and to consider how far short we come when we measure ourselves against this kingdom and its values. Paul's message to the Romans was that while the time is drawing near, there is still time to reform our lives. One last little story. There is a church in the town of Crimond in the far northeast of the Scottish Highlands that is famous for the clock in its steeple. A close look at the clock will reveal to you an extra minute between the 55-minute mark and the top of the hour. In other words, it has 61 minutes on its clock face. It also bears the word on the clock face, "The hour's coming." The extra minute, of course, is a reminder that there is still time to get prepared, but not much. It's a nice little commentary on this passage from Romans. Tomorrow, we read from Matthew's version of the little apocalypse. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do, this day and in all the days ahead.